Hey there, Ben here with another watch review. As you can see, we've got a nice big one here today. I've got the Casio GR-B100, otherwise known as the Gravity Master. Got this it's listed for $225 on Amazon. I got it for $135 on eBay. Gotta love that. So let's get this off wrist so you can just get a chance to see a little bit more about what this big watch is all about. Okay, so just to kind of give you some specs on what this is all look like. Sorry about the reflection there on the lights there. I'll do my best to keep it out of the lens there. It's a big watch, side to side. So if we're looking at just the diameter right here, 54 millimeters. So I'm typically like a 40 millimeter guy, 42 maybe. So 54 is big, and that's not even including the side to side here. If you go here with where it says connect and whatnot. So it's a big watch, and you can see it like when I put it on wrist, just kind of look there, it takes up a good chunk of space, 7-inch wrist right there. So it takes up some real estate. But so 54 from side to side, lug to lug right here. So your lug to lug is 52, which is pretty big. But if you look at this, it also stretches out a little bit further than that. So if you go out to here, it's actually closer to more like 63 if you do like the part where it kind of bows out right here. But technically 52 from lug to lug. There are some aftermarket pins, basically. If you want to take these off and put on some different bands, you can do that as well. That might reduce your overall lug to lug, but it has a nice curvature to it, so when you put it on your wrist, it works quite well. Your thickness right here, it's chunky, 17 millimeters. So this is a big watch. For those of you who are used to smaller mechanicals and things like that, this big quartz watch here it may feel a little bit odd to you, but you know, this is what it is. Weight-wise, it's relatively light, 87 grams. You can see it's got a resin shell right here. We do have the resin band. It actually feels quite nice. I love how it's pre-curved. It fits, first time I put it on, fits really, really well. They've also got stainless steel on the tang here with the double clips, which is nice as it goes through and holds on to your watch band. Very comfortable watch in so many ways, not only with the weight and everything like that, but I do really like the way it kind of feels. No surprise here, your glass is going to be just a mineral glass. It could scratch very, very easily, so be super careful with that. Or just keep a big tub of poly watch nearby so you can buff that all out. But let's get into a little bit more of the specifics here of the GR-B100, nicknamed the Gravity Master. 200 meters of water resistance. It is a tough solar. That's my whole reason really the main reason why I bought it. I wanted another solar movement because I really like them, and I didn't want to have to worry about batteries or anything like that, so that's why we got that. It is a G-Shock, so it is super durable. I haven't tested it out yet. Yes, I've kind of babied it, and that's okay. It was, you know, I don't want to ding up a new watch as soon as I get it. I like to enjoy it and make it look pretty for a little bit. But you know, it's nice. 200 meters of water resistance. I'm not sure if I said that or not already, but so it is really, really good with going down to different depths. Some other specs and some other features you can see on it. So let's just take a look at the watch face here real quick. You can see down here that we do have, of course, the hands. You can see the seconds hand does line up really well with the indexes here. So the excuse me, the registration marks do line right up. It's got that cool little airplane on the end of it, hence the term Gravity Master, because it's supposed to be like a flight watch. Okay, you've got the hands right here. We do have a reverse LED screen right here. We'll kind of talk a little bit that more in a second. And then of course you have all the modes that are down there. So what are the different modes? Right now it's in just regular time mode. You can see here that it does have a little F to E, so it does tell you your battery. It is full for me. I keep it charged. I wear it quite a bit. And also when it's not, it's in a position where I can get lots of daylight on it. But when you've got it like this, if you were to just now take this out and go live in, let's say, a mine for 6 months underground, never coming up to see the light of day, this watch will still work like it normally does 6 months without light. That is really incredible to me. I love knowing that it's always got that backup power reserve. However, there's even power save features that go along with this, where if you go through and you're not moving it that much and you're just kind of resting it and it's in a drawer or something like that, 19 months of power reserve, even with the power save feature. That's incredible. That's a year and a half plus of not wearing that watch, and it still would keep time. What it does is the hands stop moving and the face here stops moving. It just keeps the time internally, but that's just a long time to keep kind of going. So you can, like I mentioned right here, we do have the power reserve. Then if we kind of go through some of the modes, you can see here that we do have world time, 39 time zones if you so desire. We go to the next one, you do have a stopwatch, and it does, well, you can see that it's right there. You also have a timer. I have mine set for 16 minutes. I don't know why I picked that number. Maybe it was last time I was cooking pasta, it needed 16 minutes. In any case, also have alarms. There are 5 different alarms. Really cool feature is that when you get close to an alarm, you can see that it'll come up here to the top, and then it'll start to count down. 30, or sorry, it'll count down from 30 minutes down to when the timer starts going off, which is really kind of fun. However, it wasn't really fun when I first got the watch because, like I said, I bought it off eBay. Somebody who they had purchased it off, got it at a store, and they got it from Ross. And when they bought it at Ross, somebody had set the alarm to midnight. So the first night I had the watch, I watched it kind of tick down, and then at midnight the watch started alarming and woke me up. Gee, thanks. Not really. But in case, 5 alarms, and you can set those for not only for a daily alarm, but you can set those into the future. You can set those, I know this sounds really weird, but you can set them into the past, and it'll give you kind of like a countdown of what's happened since then. There's a great video that was put out there, about a 30-minute, 40-minute kind of walk through of how this watch works. And so if you want to kind of do a search on this, and you can get some more information about how all those timers work. But then, of course, we go back to this, which you can see with the timer that's up there, with the reverse that's up there, that there's, I've got it set for the date. You can cycle through and you can do, different time. So it just kind of goes through the different modes. Just real quick. Oops, there we go, back to where it was. Yes, it is September 24th, which is a Thursday. What's some other things that we got here? Auto calendar. So once you set this calendar once, you don't have to worry about it again until 2099. That is, let's see, this is the year 2020, so this watch is going to be good until my son is really old. I'll just put it that way. And so that's going to take care of you. So right now the hands are out of the way. So if I do the auto feature, which is you push 2 buttons at the same time, it'll move the hands out of the way. But if you've ever, let's say that it's high noon and you need to do something on the watch face, right, or on the digital display right here for the watch face, you can push a series of buttons that will move those hands out of the way so you can see the watch and see what's going on in the display, which is really cool. You can also see right here that it says connect. This does have a Bluetooth connect to your phone. And when you do this, when you push the connect button, it'll spin around and it'll go over here to Bluetooth. And it says that it's setting the time, which what it's doing is and then it goes over here saying that it set it. What it's doing is it's checking with my phone with the atomic clock, and it keeps it up to date. Really cool. I appreciate that. You don't have to worry about using the radio control feature, because I know there's some watches out there that will go out there and check every single day with the radio signal that comes out in the different countries. There has been talk of getting rid of that radio signal here in the United States, and I didn't want to have to worry about that. So I got a watch that Bluetooth connects over to my phone, and that way it will do this every day and keep the time up and running. If you can't do this, you get 15 seconds plus or minus per month of accuracy. So that's about a half a second per day if you don't get it to synchronize. I kind of like that. It does have double LED lights. Let's see if we can get that. One's going to be down here in the corner. The other one's going to be on the LED screen. So you can see those right there. Really does a good job of illuminating at night. When it is at night, I've got it set up so that when it's on my wrist, if I've got my wrist down and I turn it up like this, those lights automatically turn on and glow for 3 seconds. So that way, if I'm kind of sitting around a campfire or something like that, want to know what time it was, turn the wrist up, boom, I can see what time it is because that automatically illuminates. Thank you, appreciate that. I did mention there was an app with this. The app, it's not super awesome. What you can do is while you're going along, if you want to connect to your phone For example, since this is a flight watch, if you want to connect to your phone and kind of plot your points as you're doing a drive or a flight or whatever it is, every time you push this connect button, it logs not only the time, but also your latitude, longitude, and elevation. And that is all, of course, all mapped through your phone. And that way you can get a really good idea for if you're doing a flight log or something like that, you can do it all through there. The flight log on this isn't superb, you know, call it the way it is. Casio, they do need to do some work on their app just because it's a little bit lackluster. However, all of the settings that you can do with your watch, you can do super easy on the phone. For example, if you want to switch between your time that you're currently in and a world time, like if you want to switch back and forth between the two, do it real quick on your phone, zip, flips it right back over. If you want to set your timers, if you want to set your alarms, if you want to set anything that you want to on the watch, you can do that through your phone. Click on the connect and it'll automatically upload to here. Boom, you're done, taken care of. Really appreciate that because, you know, there's the instruction manual that comes with it that walks you through the process of how to do everything. But considering this movement can do so much, it can be a little overwhelming to try to do everything on the buttons. So having the phone being able to do it, which is much more graphically friendly, it can make it much easier to kind of deal with. Like I said, the app needs a little bit of work, but overall, it's, you know, it does the job. Trying to think what else. I like this watch. I've been wearing it now for about 2 or 3 months. It gets on my wrist about every third day. It's kind of big and bulky, as you can see it right here. Let me just kind of put it on wrist here for a second. It is big and bulky, so I can't wear it in certain business settings, but it does fit quite well for others. Today's a relatively low, easy maintenance day, you might say, for me. Legibility, of course, it's awesome. The hands are loomed, and the number 12 is loomed, and then there's little dots that are loomed around here on the indices. The whole big long indice is not loomed, just a little bit on the ends. So, but legibility on this watch is superb. As someone who has old man eyes, I really appreciate that. Let's see. The lightweight, you know, and it fits well. I usually like to wear my watches a little bit loose. You can see I can fit a full finger in there, but this one has that nice curvature, as I showed you earlier, to the band that really sits it on the wrist well and doesn't let it kind of flop around too much. When it gets hot, I can loosen up a little bit and it still stays in its position. If I want to make it a little bit tighter, I can't fit my finger in there as well now, but it still feels really, really comfortable. I like it. If I had to buy this watch again, would I? Absolutely. This is one that is going to stay in the rotation for quite some time. The solar is one of those reasons why I did that, because it's going to last forever and ever. I don't have to worry about setting the time because it's always going to check the atomic time with my phone, and it's going to do all those things that I want it to. So I'm super happy with this purchase. Going to keep it around for a long time. The color looks kind of cool too. I like that. You can see it's got that nice blue insert that goes kind of around here. But overall, I really appreciate this watch. Just give you a look here at the back side of it. So like I said, I got it on eBay for $135. I don't know if you'll be able to duplicate that or not, but would I pay for $200 for this watch? Oh, that's probably pushing it. Maybe $175 would be the maximum I would pay for it, but that's just me. I like inexpensive watches, and this one is definitely one that is not breaking the bank, but is super functional. So, well, I would love to hear if you have any comments or any suggestions or anything like that about this watch. Feel free to comment down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear more about what you think about this watch, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks for watching my video. This is Ben signing off. Hope you have a great one.